I chase my dreams. Yeah.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Transparently D, where I'm keeping it 100% transparent with the life of D. What's up, fam? How are you doing today? How's your week going? How's your month going? Are you ready for the 20th, and are you ready for this holiday on Monday? I am so ready for this holiday, even though I'm gonna work it at my second job. Anyway, I want to talk to y'all, man. Y'all know y'all my peeps. Y'all like my family, you know. Where I come to and I can bit with y'all, and then, you know, this fool here. And then we can chat it up in the comments, you know. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you guys about a situation that happened. And believe it or not, I have filmed a whole video. I mean, but I was angry in the video, so I was going off. I was giving names. I didn't care. But since that situation, I have obtained an attorney, and my attorney said for me not to post the video, so I haven't posted it. Number two, my lips are very dry, and I cannot find my wallet. And I cannot, my chapstick is inside of my wallet, so I have no idea where it is. I have to find that. So I wanted to welcome all of my followers. Thank you so much for all my new followers who have joined in the fam. Y'all my cousins. You know how when you're friends with somebody so long, you just call them your cousin. So y'all are all my cousins. We're all related. And just like a regular family, we're going to have some ups. We're going to have some downs. It's going to be times where you don't agree with me. It's going to be times where I don't agree with you. And I like to have friends in my life that tell me the truth. I have a very strong personality. So typically I'm very dominant. Okay? So I don't like to have friends who I am able to dominate. Like, I can rule the situation. I like friends that tell me, not in front of people, like if we out somewhere and something go on and I'm dead wrong, how am I back? You know, back me all the way up. Oh, I can't do that. Back me all the way up, you know, in front of people. But then, you know, we get in the car and be like, now, you know you were dead wrong for that girl. Now, let me tell you something. What we ain't gonna do is do such and such, 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 such. Sorry about the sun, y'all. This car is driving like a grandma in front of me. But, you know, just back me up, you know, while we're in front of other people. And then when we're not, then let me know, you know, where I was wrong at, and, you know, correct me in private. That's what real friends do. Real friends don't back me and then be on that train with me knowing darn well I'm wronger than anything. So when I'm wrong, put it in the comments. Tell me why I'm wrong. I'm not going to get angry with you or upset with you or nothing like that, because this is my life. And life is about learning. And I have to be able to learn and see things from other people's perspective. So, I want to talk to you guys about a situation that happened last week. Maybe it was a week. Well, it happened on the 7th of January of 2020. My daughter, my 1-year-old, was abused at daycare. Let me not say that. My daughter was injured at daycare while she was in the daycare center. And I know a lot of y'all don't know me, so let me just tell you a little bit real quick. I used to be real mean. I'm talking about meaner than a rattlesnake. I was always the one that was just mean and fight at a drop of a dime. I'm talking about, I was not the one to be played with at all. So I didn't like that about myself. So that was something that I've been working on. I've been trying to change, and I've been trying to change my perspective on things and stuff like that. So when this situation with my daughter happened, I immediately jumped on 10. I was hot as fish grease. I'm not going to even tell you no lie. But, okay, y'all, sorry about that. I needed to make some room in my video. In my phone. Okay. So daycare called me and said, Skylar has been injured. And I think it's really bad. So I'm going to get into the ambulance with her and I'm going to go to the hospital. I was already in my truck because I was on my lunch break. And I was like, no, I'm en route to get her like right now. And so her daycare is probably like 38 minutes away from me. I got there in probably 18 minutes. I'm flying to get to my baby, you know. And so when I got there, my baby wasn't even in the front. She was in the back. And the director, we'll call the director Kat. Miss Kat went to the back and got Skylar and brought her to me, and I noticed that her mouth is like pouring blood. She's like pouring blood from her mouth. And so I said, what the freak happened to my baby? She says, oh, she stepped on a piece of paper, slipped and fell back and hit the back of her head. I said, let me tell you something. I've been a trauma nurse for 18 years. May 8th will be 19 years that I've been a nurse. And I will believe anything that makes sense. And you got 2.2 seconds to make this make sense, or it's going to be a big misunderstanding. So she was like, I don't know, I'm telling you the truth. That's how it happened. She fell on a piece of paper and slipped. I said, listen to me, lady. If she hit the back of her head, tell me how the heck her mouth is bleeding. I don't know. We got the video. We'll let you see the video. All she's hollering is she'll let me see the video. Now, my first instinct is, you know, I'm angry. I want justice, and I want immediate justice, like right then. But do I want justice? Or do I want to get my daughter to the children's hospital so they can see what the heck is going on? And I know this looks terrible there, but I'll tell you why that's there as well. So I just said, let me get my baby to the ER. You need to get this video and you need to get it to me ASAP. And so she says, okay, yes, we already called IT. IT is coming to get the video. We're going to send it to you. I'll send it to you, Ms. Donna. I promise. Okay, fine. I leave. And I go put my baby in the car seat and I look at her mouth bleeding and I just burst out crying. And I know I don't put my kids on my YouTube channel much, really, because even like the other day I had my 14-year-old in the car with me when I was doing that video and I didn't let him be seen because people on the internet have no chill whatsoever. And I'm real funny about my kids. So I was like, no, I just don't put them on social media. I probably will change that, especially since we're trying to conceive again. But long story short, a lot of you all don't know Skylar. So when you pretend cry like, normal babies just cry with you or whatever. Not Skylar. She sit right there and look at you like, what you crying for? But this day, I just burst out crying. You know, because I felt like I trusted them. I placed my child in Miss Kat's arms that morning without hesitation. I trusted her with my daughter. And my daughter's mouth was bleeding, profusely bleeding. And I felt bad about that. So when she started crying, I had to pull myself together. I'm like, no, Didi, you got to pull yourself together, hold yourself together, because you don't want to make her cry even more. I got to the hospital, to the ER, and I tell them the exact same thing that the daycare tells me. First of all, I noticed that they put us in the trauma bay. So that freaked me out a little bit. And I was telling the doctor what happened, and the doctor is like, that doesn't make sense. And I said, I understand. I said the exact same thing. That does not make sense. Well, long story short, Skylar's tooth was jammed up into her gum so forcefully that it cracked her permanent tooth as well. So we don't know the damage to the permanent tooth as of yet, but she had to go into emergent oral surgery to have that baby tooth removed. And so while I'm in the ER, I had called back to the daycare and told Miss Cat to have her boss call me. Because my daughter goes to a corporate daycare. She doesn't go to like a mom and pop's daycare. She goes to a corporate daycare. And so the boss calls back, and the boss is like, oh, we're gonna get the video. I looked at the video, and it wasn't a piece of paper that she slipped on. She slipped on a book, and then she hit the back of her head. We don't know why her mouth is bleeding. I'm like, this still is not making sense, ma'am, at all. Just give me the video. Let me see the video so that I can see it for myself. What I wanted the video for, I wanted the video for peace of mind. I wanted the video so that I'll know as a mom that I didn't leave my baby in the hands of someone who intentionally hurt her. That's why I wanted the video. A few hours later, the boss lady calls back, and she's like, well, I looked at the video, and it happened like they said it happened, and you're just going to have to trust me. Trust you? I trusted you all when I dropped my daughter off at the daycare, and she's being prepped for oral surgery right now. Trusting you is the last thing that I'm about to do. I need to see the video. Well, we're not going to let you see the video. You just need to trust my word. I'm not going to tell you a lie to save someone's job. You just got to trust me. And at that point, I told her, have them get my daughter's stuff together at your daycare. And today is her last day. You'll hear from my attorney. Now that I'm on this side of the board, I wish I hadn't said that, because that gave them time to prep. But I did retain an attorney. And why I retained an attorney? Because on the 6th, the day before, they told me that she climbed up on a bookcase and fell down, hitting her head as she was coming down. And before the teacher could get to her, she fell down. She's 14 months old. You trying to tell me a 14-month-old climbed up on top of a bookshelf and nobody knew it? Where the heck was your teachers that my 14-month-old climbed up a bookshelf? She barely climbs up the stairs, but she climbed up a bookshelf. I'm going to need you to make that make sense. I need you to make that a little bit more make sense, a little bit more than. So I was just at a point where I was just like, it's too many little things happening. She came home and she had ant bites all over her. One time she had a laceration over her right thigh. So now these situations that I'm telling you about all happened within a 3-week time span. It hadn't even been a month. It still hasn't even been a month. These little situations started on the 22nd. Well, maybe it was, because some of them was the 2nd of December. Okay. Sorry, y'all. My lips are dry because I have not been drinking the water that I should, so I do apologize. Anyway, so I was telling her dad, that I felt uncomfortable, with this daycare, that I just really felt like we should move her and things of that nature. And so, again, I'm very protective of my children. I am. And so he was like, you're just being like overprotective, and so it kind of like made me feel bad. Like, I really wish that I had listened to my motherly instinct, because it was screaming at me that something was going on, but I didn't want to undermine her father and what he felt, So I said, okay. But when the bookcase thing happened, he was like, okay, she needs to move. Now, per our contract with them, we were supposed to give them a 2 weeks notice before we move her. So on Monday, we were going to give them notice anyway that she was going to be moving daycares. I just need a daycare that I don't want to micromanage. I don't want people to think that I want to just micromanage every little thing that they do, because I don't. But I need to be able to see my baby. And there are daycares in my area that have the app where I could just log in anytime, and then I could just sit there and just watch her if I want to, and it's in real time. And for me as a mom, I need that. And like, you can send them messages through the app and say, you know, where is she at, or what she's doing, or can you give her this, or can you give her that, or whatever, and then they get the message right away and they respond right back to you. She was in a daycare like that before, and we moved her to this daycare, and I regret that so much as a mom. Honest to God, I do. I regret that so much as a mom, moving her. But hindsight is always 20/20. And the next day, when my daughter had her oral surgery, nobody from the daycare called. And I think that was a frustrating thing for me as well. Nobody from the daycare called. Nobody said, you know, we just want to see how she's doing. We want to see how you all are doing. How you as her parents are doing. Because I know that this is a very difficult thing for you. How are you doing? Is there anything you all need? I know that you have your 14-year-old at home. You know, can we send him a sandwich to the house via DoorDash? Or, you know, are you still at the hospital even? Or have you all eaten? Nobody cared enough to even call us to make sure that we were okay. And to me, that spoke volumes, you know. I told the boss lady, we'll call her Jamie. I told Jamie, I said, listen, I need to see the video. No, we're not going to let you see the video. What is your rationale for not letting me see the video? We're just not going to let you see the video. You need to trust us. Is that right? Wow. Okay. I told her, I said, the fact that you will not let me see the video is making me very suspicious of you. Because if you didn't do anything intentional to hurt my daughter, why would you not let me see the video? If you're accusing me of doing something and I have proof that I didn't do it, not only am I going to show you the video, I'm going to smack that sucker in front of you. Here, let me show you that I didn't do anything to your daughter. This was purely an accident. She's a baby. They're exploring everything. They want to touch, see, feel, smell everything. She's a baby. So it's not that she could never, hurt herself. It's just like all these situations happening in this short span of time. Like on December 22nd, they called me and said, I took the shoes out of the car too. They called me and said that she had tripped and hurt her mouth. Again, anytime they call me, I always go get my baby, And they said she tripped and hurt her mouth. And she tripped over her shoestrings and hurt her mouth. And so I get to the daycare and I'm like, where's my baby? Her mouth bleeding and stuff. And then they tell me she tripped over her shoestrings. I look at her shoes. She has on pink Converses. I'm going to insert a picture so that you can see the picture of the shoes that she had on. She had on her pink Converses. They're Velcro. So I turned to Kat and I said, Miss Kat, how did she trip over shoestrings when she has on Velcro shoes? She says, I don't know. That's what the teacher told me. I don't know. I'm talking about, I was so upset. So upset. My baby was, she just 14 months. She don't know. So she was in the area where they was prepping her to do the surgery. She has no idea what's going on. And they put her on the board because I signed for them to put her on the board to hold her down because my baby fight, and she is very strong and she is a fighter. So I said, yeah, you're gonna have to put her on the board to hold her down to be able to get to it, because they did not sedate her. They did not put her to sleep for it. They kept her awake and they just numbed her gums up. That's all they did. And I said, I knew from me, I'm her mom, I knew that wasn't gonna work. That's not gonna work with my baby at all. So they put her on the board, and she's like tied down, and she's like, mommy. But her mommy is not like mommy. She's like, mommy. Like, do you see what these people are doing? And then he started messing in her mouth, and she was turning her head, and she's like, no, stop. Mommy, make him stop. And that's the first time that I've heard her say a complete sentence. Like, she'll say, ooh, mommy. Well, no, mommy. Stop, mommy. Ooh, dad. But she never said like a full sentence. Like, she was like, no, mommy, make them stop. And she just was like, stop. And she was crying, and I was trying to just rub her hands and just, try not to cry. I was trying to just like rub her hand and let her know that it's okay, and that it'll be better in a second, and thus and so. And I had to walk out. And I hated to leave her there because she didn't know the surgeon, and she didn't know the surgeon's assistant. She had been to the dentist before, but not to see this dentist or whatever. And I had to walk out, y'all. I had to walk out. I couldn't watch her cry like that. I had to walk out. So I did. And they took the tooth out. Dang. I'll have to insert a picture of the tooth up here as well so that you can see it. It is almost sliced directly in half where the root is. So I wanted to initially let it stay in to see if it will come back out on its own. But if I had, she would have had pain in her tooth, and everybody knows that tooth pain is the worst, But that's what I've been dealing with. So I did retain an attorney, and I let him know that I had already done a YouTube video, and then I'm naming names and everything, and he was like, no, Donna, don't do that. Chill out and let me handle it. And I was like, okay. So we retained an attorney, we met with him, and he's doing his thing, and she is doing better. She is back smiling. She's missing her tooth, but that's okay. She is smiling and playing and eating even. So now she's eating her macaroni and cheese and playing. Like, she loves apples, and she can't have apples right now. I just think that the apple is just too hard for her to chew. But she did have pineapple today, so she was able to eat some pineapple today. And we put her in a different daycare. We put her in a daycare where I can see her, because the bottom of the line is, at first I was going to keep her home. I changed my whole dining room. I took everything out of my dining room and turned my dining room into a complete learning center for Skylar. It's called Skylar's Room. I'll link that video too so that y'all can see it. I'm going to link that about right here. Okay, so that's the work that I did on my dining room just to set her up, her whole little play area. Actually, I'm gonna link it at the end. So I'm gonna link it at the end where you can see her whole play area, because Mama was not playing with it. But we did decide to go ahead and put her in daycare because we have to work, So we decided to go put her back in the daycare that she was in before, and she's doing well. So I just wanted to bring you guys up to speed and let you know, and just say hi and welcome all my new followers. I do appreciate you going on this journey with me. And you know how we do it over here. I always strive to be on top because the bottom is already too crowded.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, AKLMNOPQRSTUV.
My dreams, everything alright, everything alright. I'ma chase my dreams, everything go right, everything go right. I'ma chase my dreams, everything alright, everything alright. I'ma chase my dreams, everything alright, everything